Bandidos, we are live. It is Friday the 13th of September. Wow, so we had September 11th and Friday the 13th hitting in the same month. Crazy. Not looking good for September. So what's good, everybody? Yeah, so this is day 3 for me. So I haven't been playing offline on my own. I've been streaming the entire experience so we can do this together. But I have been thinking about this game when I'm not playing it and how I feel about it. And the more I play, definitely the more I like it. Great first impressions too, like from the first couple of minutes, right? But it just gets better and it draws you into the story. They've just done a really good job. Like, if you don't think you want or need to be into the lore, you end up like kind of getting, I don't know, maybe the game brainwashes you into it. You know what I mean? Because it just starts to be like, I wonder, and it starts to become interesting. And I think just probably not just me, but a lot of people start like researching into the background and what's going on with Space Marines prior to Space Marines 2, you know. And so I still plan on doing a stream where we can do kind of a lore catch up and just kind of discuss it, learn and discuss kind of thing. But it's really interesting. It's really interesting. I've done a little bit myself offline, just kind of trying to look for some good sources out there mostly, but a little here and there. But otherwise, you know, the game is just good old-fashioned macho brute force. You know, back in like back to when like games were like, I want to say like in the early 2000s, you know, pretty much basically the Gears of War days and whatever other games were out in that time period. But like, just, you know, where you could log in and have a ton of fun and then log out and you weren't like heavily invested in the game. You know, you were into it to have fun. And you didn't feel like you were married to it. Where like some of our other games, you do feel like you're kind of married to it, right? There's this fear of missing out, and the game's like, if you don't put in so many hours, then, you know, you're gonna not have the gear that you're looking for. And, you know, we haven't gone up to the leveling system, but, you know, from what I understand of it, it's not gonna make you feel like you have to be married to this game, that you could just come in and enjoy it and have a really good time and get an action-packed sequence and then log out and, you know, feel like you're getting your energy's worth. You know, and there's other games where, let me try to think of one. I was talking about it with like the FPS side of things. I guess this is the alternate, where the entire industry is, right? I feel like every game is reaching to be your main game. You know, that's like what they're all shooting for. It's like, oh, we want to build and create this game so that the player only plays this game and is addicted to this game and is invested into this game so much that they don't want to play or can't play any other game. And if they do, they're going to miss out. And that's kind of how a lot of these games are designed, right? And there's this giant list of things you got to do, and the live service open world structure. A lot of the games are built that way, right? It's Ubisoft's formula. You know, we know what that one's like. Very grindy. The first Descendant's no different. It's like they want you to grind and invest all these hours. But like I was saying when we were discussing it the other day, when we were talking about FPS, things like Call of Duty and X-Defiant, like I find myself personally, like with the Call of Duty experience, where I'll play the game and then just one day I just stop logging in. I'm just done. Not mentally, but it's just like I just accidentally move on. The game the game loses my interest. And usually the games that have, you know, more build structure to them are the ones that I'll stay more invested in. But my point is that you invested all those times, you know, because of the progression system, right? Like you had to level up your weapons and you had to unlock all these mods and, you know, and these skins and these attachments and to looking cool and playing like you want to play. And You know, you have to grind to get there. That's investment. So when you walk out of that game, or when it loses you, I guess is what I want to say. It's just like that. I feel like it's time lost. I can't get that time back, you know? And it's because some of these games aren't casual enough for you to come and go, because they're all trying to be your main game. And so in other words, like with Call of Duty, it's a little bit different, I'll say, because there's so many sweaty players in there. It's sort of like, you know, if you don't use it, you lose it. And what I'm talking about is like there's movements, and you have to memorize the maps, and you know the muscle memory on your weapons and your scoping and your ADS and all of that stuff, right? And you have to master that stuff. And they're sort of degrading skills. So when you don't play the game for a while and you come back, you're kind of having a rough experience. I do, at least, you know. And then you're getting rolled on by all the sweaties out there, right? Who've never left the game and they've mastered it, you know. And so it makes it difficult for you to kind of go in and invest hundreds of hours into a game and then go enjoy something else and then come back and play it and still have a good time. It's sort of like you come back, you know, after a break and you're like, oh man, I'm behind a curve. I don't even want to play anymore. And the game is almost designed that way. It's like, hey, if you log out, if you stop playing this game, then, you know, you're going to miss out. But, you know, I think this game, because it's so simple of a concept, you know, I don't know if it's going to be that way. And that's what I got my eye on, and I would love it to not be. You know, I would love this to be a game where we can play for years while also enjoying our other games and not feel like we're missing out on the experience, or we have to be married to just this game. It's not even a realistic goal for games to build that way, for developers to build that way. What up, Mark? It's good, man. Right, Reaper? Yeah, Reaper said he had zero interest in the universe. Me too. Like, I had no real interest in the universe either. And, you know, this is my third day, and I'm already interested in the universe. You know, I'm like, who are these guys? Who are these weird monk dudes? I need to know more about them. And so I read up, or watched up, I should say, on some, learned a little bit about the Emperor and who he was, and because they always say, for the Emperor, right? But they never show the Emperor. We never see this Emperor dude. Where is he?
The enemy have amassed the majority of their forces in the Numeralian Basin. Thalassa has the warp beacon. Viridian is hoping for a miracle. The rest of us will move to clear the reliquaries around the basin and establish a beachhead. We are facing overwhelming enemy numbers.
But if you miss what the roots of video gaming, this is probably one you need to get.
Of the second company. We will inflict upon the traitors
like
such
that
agony,
that teen passion you had back in the day when you were a teen, you know, or whatever, in your 20s or whatever. But you know, that enjoyment you had in video games, where now it's just like a lot of these games feel like a job more than they feel like something you do for fun, you know? And this one is just awesome. It's just not worried about anything. It's not worried about anything socially, you know? So far, I don't think there's any wokeness in the game. It's just a slaughter fest out there, you know? With a really good job on the development of the world. I mean, I spend a lot of time, I've spent a lot of time over the last, you know, I guess this will be our third session, but just looking around as I'm walking. I mean, that's...
Our captain's words need no further embellishment.
If you're playing this game, I wonder if you're doing the same. Just panning around with your camera.
Deception. You will be assaulted by lies and illusions.
See all the details that they put in this game? It feels massive.
You will find down there will be each other. Trust only your brothers and your instincts. Now go forth and lay waste to our enemies. For the Emperor!
You were a big Warhammer nerd back in the day? Well, that puts you ahead of the rest of us. I got there's two bugaboos about the game so far that I've got. One is the chapters are incredibly long, like incredibly long. I feel like I'm going into a movie, a 2-hour flick every time I sit down for the game. And so I don't really like that, you know? I wish these chapters were a little bit shorter. I'm having a good time, but it just feels like a lot. And the other thing is, I don't feel like I love the melee and I love the shooting, but I feel like everything could be a little bit more fluid. I was talking about this when we were playing the first Descendant. Like, one of the things I love about the first Descendant is the combat.
You mean drop through an active combat zone?
Like when we're playing like special ops or whatever, and I'm using somebody like Viesa or whoever, and it's just like they're so fluid. You know, you're just like whack, 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 and you're swimming through swarms of enemies, and one move kind of flows into the next, and then you do like the melee with them, you know, the grappling melee, and go in immediately into a skill and pull out your weapon and, you know, shoot somebody to the right. You know, it's just feels so fluid. And with this one, it's a little clunky on the mechanics. You know, some of it feels disjointed, you know, and you kind of feel like you're kind of whacking on your, I mean, I'm playing with the controller. It might be different if you're on a keyboard. So this is Xbox Elite controller dealio here I'm talking about. And I haven't programmed a controller or anything like that, but I just feel like those melees are like a smooth transition into weapon usage, and I feel like I want to go back and forth between those a little bit more seamlessly.
As are we, brother.
And so those are my two things. Of course, neither of those are game breakers or deal breakers for me, but I hope they find a way to improve that. Historical. That's funny. Stupid, ridiculous franchise. Which is cool. I mean, it's just cool, you know? It's not pretentious whatsoever, I feel like, you know? It's raw and I like it.
Holy terror. All specs cannot keep up with all this debris.
Against all ads, games. What up, man? Appreciate that. Thanks for the super.
We will make it. Now focus.
You think it needs more content? Yeah. I'm trying to silence out a lot of the noise. This is cool. I can actually...
Brother, be careful.
I can actually navigate here. Wow, this is cool. I'm trying not to listen to too much of the commentary going on right now. I know there's a lot. I'm taking my time. Definitely taking my time. I mean, I should be through the campaign right now. I've had my day and my head in spreadsheets for the last 2 days. Trying to figure out the weapon XP situation in the first Descendant. It's horrible. There's people out there saying that they can level up their weapons in 18 minutes. And I'm just like, and so I'm going through and doing those farms, and I'm like, there's no fucking way. You're saying you're getting 103,000 XP per minute? Fuck that. It's just like, there's no farm in the game that gives you that kind of XP. That's crazy. That's crazy XP. That's like 5 times faster than the Asylum. I mean, that's crazy. And I'm using, you know, God rolled component XP levelers, you know.
Clear a path.
Anyway, so I'm putting together like a recommended path where, you know, with the situation at hand, it's like even though the devs, you know, gave us the 50% XP boost on missions, it's still shit. That means it's like, it's still not worth doing missions for weapon XP. Sorry, I gotta give you some like control to do. Let's see what control to do. Back! Minions.
Go back engaged. I am up. Move. Redeploy.
See, it's this part right here. Like, see, this is what makes the game clunky. Is like how you have to lock in. You have to in order to fight somebody, you have to lock your camera on them. Like right here, and I couldn't even lock in on the guy. It's like picking somebody else or something. I don't know. Like there's a guy way over there, and then your NPC allies will leave guys hanging for you so that you can take the executions. But sometimes it's like, which it's fun sometimes, but another time it's sort of like, hey, can we just get that guy out of the way and move on? Little things like that. But for something so simple as like just horde, basically this game is one giant horde mode. The way I see it. And like the fact that you have to lock in on your camera and then melee, dodge, you know, do the parrying and all that stuff, and it just, I don't know, some of it feels a little unnecessary.
Repositioning. Terminator.
Smash. And part of it, like, part of it is like a testament to it is how many of the parries I miss, you know, which I know you want to say, oh, that's a skill issue, but for as easy as the mechanic is supposed to be, and as more importantly, as regular as it is in the gameplay mechanics, the parries are like, should be like, or are basically like every other interaction, give or take, right? And, you know, the fact that I miss so many of those opportunities is like, in my mind, tells me how clunky it is. It's just like, it should be more fluid than that. How am I missing these, you know? Just get good? That doesn't feel like it's the answer, you know?
Redeploy.
Really? Why can't I just clear that?
Joke pack engaged.
Some ammo. I feel like we should have a sniper at this stage. Yep. And
This will serve me well.
get good is always the answer. Yeah, I feel like it is. I mean, it does help, don't get me wrong, you know, getting good will get you to land some of those, but for as frequent of an interaction as it is, I guess my point is like, mechanically how it's put together should be easier to escape.
Sorcery. Fueling their barriers, no doubt.
Out of my way, minion.
Trying to get up.
close one.
On the thread. Sorcerer.
I shall end his accursed rituals.
Like that hammer. It's cool how heavy the game makes you feel. I mean, you feel as heavy as you look, you know? I'm big and I'm slow. It's just the way it is. Really? Yeah, I can't wait to be playing with you. It's gonna be a whole nother level. Look forward to that. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna understand. It's too slow.
Foul sorcery. Fueling their barriers,
For
no
you?
doubt.
There you go, boys. Come down here.
Worthless life is empty.
Cover my way.
Sorcerer.
I shall end his accursed rituals.
Jesus, come on, man.
Heretic sorcerer. Engaging thrusters.
It wasn't even facing me.
Focus your rage and stand, brother. That mistake almost cost you tear.
I am in your debt. Moving.
Oh, weird. I feel like I'm fighting ghosts.
Sorcerer is
move.
dead.
Man, everything's pretty bad today. directional marker would be nice here, folks. Clear the passage.
Bolter destroyed.
Up there! The impact will destroy this whole area. Wait! It is slowing down. Heretic sorcery.
No doubt, but it will get us to our objective.
It is probably a trap.
Time is limited. We must take the risk. Move on to the cathedral.
Proceed with caution.
Galassa, we are almost there. What is your status?
The sleeping giant will soon awaken, brother.
Hold for our signal.
Brothers, are you hearing this?
Vox ghosting. Ignore it.
Sleep. Going in.
Joke pack engaged. Galassa, transmitting targeting signal now.
The hell?
Your signal barely registers, but I read it.
Your data is clouded, Lieutenant. Maintain close proximity to target.
Dig in. If we are pushed back, the Atreus will miss its target.
We will not yield a single step.
They will not.
Deprive us of seeing that monstrosity.
We will find no respite until that tower falls.
Come, you warp-tainted bastards, and die!
Watch as your both idols come crumbling down.
The traitors pour from their bastion.
I spit in your Primarch's
What's that?
war before the might of true Astartes!
They don't need their heads, do they?
I have slain a terminate. Throwing shock grenade. Engaging thrusters. Back to the walk.
Sword of Atreus primed and locked in.
Lock target now.
Routing signal data through telemetry systems. Numerous
Funny
errors
how you always
detected
feel like
due
you're
to
about to
signal
die.
interference. Calculating trajectory.
And most of the time you are.
Redeployed. I've sustained heavy damage.
That's not where I'm pointing. This guy. What is... He's got those little explosions and I don't know how to block them.
signal barely registers, but I read it.
Your data is clouded, Lieutenant. Maintain close proximity to target.
Dig in. We are pushed back. The Atreus will miss its target.
We will not yield a single step. They will not deprive us of seeing that monstrosity fall.
We will find no respite until that tower falls.
You tainted bastard!
Watch as your false idols come crumbling down. The traitors pour from their bastion.
I spit in your Primarch's wretched eye.
Demons!
On true Astartes!
Their champion lies defeated.
Sword of Atreus primed and locked in.
Lock target now!
Routing signal data through telemetry systems. Numerous errors detected due to signal interference. Calculating trajectory.
Moving!
That's tough.
Enemy terminated the swarm.
Now who? Now who? There.
Your treachery ends now. Launch! Thalassa!
I've lost the box signal. Interference. It could be.
Come on, brother!
Listen.
All right.
I hear engines. There. The Sword of Atreus lives up to its namesake.
Oh, that's right. We're supposed to ram a
That will
ship
buy
into
us
something.
time, but we must move swiftly. While the
We're looking
enemy
for a
control
ship
Aurora,
that
the
went
odds
down
are
a long
not
time
in
ago,
our
right?
favor.
Gotta ram it into a shark. Something that they weren't able to destroy. It's all coming back to me.
Titus, we are detecting a massive energy surge from within the Aurora facility.
Lose. He must be
Take
trying
power
to use the
sword. I really
device.
like a power sword.
Or someone else's.
And Malta.
Whatever it is unsanctioned by the Adeptus Mechanicus. Put a stop to it.
Yes, Captain.
So we can't fly anymore. They're not going to introduce us to more
We will soon
loadouts.
find you in the flesh.
I mean, maybe they will, but
Remove you
so
from
far,
it.
no. Huh?
You may keep it as a
I mean, it'd be nice to
gift.
test out the, like the grappling hook, cloaking capabilities.
Tainting this sacred ground with heretic blood gives me no pleasure.
Rest easy.
These souls have long since reached the golden throne.
back to the warp with you. Your worthless life is ended.
On a reload.
Reload! No victory for you here, demon. Loading fresh magazine.
Hill, it's always uphill.
The enemy seem determined to destroy Aurora. Is it possible the device might work? That it could weaken them?
Perhaps they seek only the power source.
And why would they kill Nozick? I do not know, nor do I wish to speculate. We are here to end this folly, and so we shall. Proceed. Show yourself, betrayer!
What is it, brother?
And I will destroy it.
Whom do you speak?
Do not hear him.
No.
Petty tricks.
Death to the false emperor! Death to his puppets!
We will not be disposed of so easily.
The great emperor has foreseen your doom! We have witnessed it.
Dodge that. See, that guy in the back is shooting at me. But you're stuck in your animation. Have an audience.
Dominate it down.
This way, boys.
This does not bode well. Proceed to the camp.
Takes a long time for you to get your ultra back. I haven't really caught on to what's
Rome take them all. Your treachery ends. This is not the site of a Mechanicus macro weapon.
An excavation site.
Indeed. Our path leads down. Chiron to Resilient. Entering Mechanicus dig site. Requesting relevant
Plasma
cartography.
incinerator, alright.
Restricted by order of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
This is Lieutenant Titus. Request authorized.
Denied. Aurora seal required.
Identify yourself.
This is infuriating. More heretics.
We are on the right path.
It's a heavy. Look at that gun. Give me up. I want that guy. Oh man. I see it coming. I can't catch it.
Another automaton. Foul trickery is at an end.
That cannot be the last of them.
Just their rear guard, no doubt. Stay vigilant.
A fragment of the Dark God's power.
So said the traitor Nemeroth.
Do you believe it?
He certainly did.
You said it was destroyed.
Apparently not well enough.
That damnable Archmagos.
If it truly is tainted with corruption, then we must destroy it permanently.
Agreed.
Finally, we're on the same page about something.
Entering quarantine zone. Decontamination required. Initiate biological purgation within the chamber. Microbial index 1.2%. Initiating sterilization.
Barely a sign of life on this world.
It is a burial world, brother. Reserved for the dead.
Microbial index reduced to 0.01%. It is safe to proceed.
Safe. Interesting choice of words.
Pity this chamber cannot remove corruption.
That duty is ours.
Ancient ruins.
Yeah, they're all
A
long
cover
movies.
for their
All
research,
of them are.
perhaps.
The subject
It's like
of it,
major
more
chapters.
likely.
The figures in these carvings are unusual.
Ancient marks of the ruinous powers. etched by fools. Long before the Great Crusade illuminated this world.
These were not made by devotees of the warp.
Anunnaki.
How do you know? You may soon see for yourself.
Another sniper. That one's incinerated. Thunderhammer.
They will not get past this.
Yeah, I feel like they made like these real chunky loadouts, so they don't have to have very many of them. Instead of a lot of checkpoints, they just have one slow one. My back, man. You gotta take care of the small dudes. Don't worry about the big ones.
Loading fresh magazine.
Sometimes you forget you gotta do it. The interaction button is way too slow.
I only ask that it holds our weight.
Especially for something like ammo.
No victory for you here. Another automaton defeated.
Combat knife? Yeah, you haven't used one for a while.
You know nothing of brotherhood.
Lieutenant.
More cheap tricks.
I feel like you should always have a jetpack.
Very good. Better. Back to the wall. Ceramide cannot shield them from my brain.
Doesn't look healthy. Breathing all this purple shit. It is, Maddie. It's pretty crazy. You noticing everything is epic? Like, why not? My guys or those guys?
Champion life.
Lighting's weird here. I can't go this way.
There is no damnation dark enough for these.
Yeah, I've been having fun. I've been trying to choose slowly.
We'll send them to one fitting.
The campaign's been nice. It's been a while since I've jumped into a campaign I've actually liked. I mean, really liked. There's a better word. You know what I've been trying to, that reminds me, you know what I've been trying to do? I've been trying to get into the Chinese division game. I've been trying to get in there.
Chasing this bastard's phantom.
And so I can download Wii game, I just can't read Chinese.
Perhaps it was already here.
So I'm trying to figure that part out.
How?
And you know,
From the dark age of technology,
you're supposed to be able to turn on a translator in your computer, but it won't translate
they will no doubt invoke the
app.
Treaty of Mars.
This damn quest for knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know. But I really want to play the Division 2 China version. It looks pretty cool.
Let us get to work.
So I have it. I mean, I have the app, and the game's there, but I just can't get past the registration, the registering, because it's all in Chinese. And one of the things is asking me for a phone number, and the phone number's got to be a Chinese prefix. And I'm like, you know, to register, because it wants to send you a text message to confirm, you know, like authentication.
Heretics hope to surround us.
They may.
I don't know if anybody's figured their way around that, you know, but I think it'd be sick. To get in there, because they got some cool stuff going on. And obviously not covering it full time, but just kind of comparing the approaches from one developer to the next, from one studio to the next. Because I believe it's a Shanghai studio that develops that one. Heavy gun up there, that's just
There is more fighting you. I know it.
Yeah, I think it might be, but I've seen other people do it. They never explain how they do it. But somebody, I've been looking on the Reddit, Somebody on Reddit said that one way that they did it was they actually, when they were traveling in China or in the region, they accessed it, they connected to the server, and then somehow that enabled them to be elsewhere and still play the game. But I don't know if that's true or not. Either way, I'm not traveling all the way to China just to do it, but there's a guy, he sounds like, you know, he's a small channel. He sounds like he's got a New Zealand accent, maybe he's Kiwi or Australian or something. But he's got it. He doesn't explain how he's got it.
Back to the war.
Got it.
Recovering.
Blink it, blink it. You got burners. Yeah.
You hear,
That sucks that they restricted to being local. I mean, why? I mean, it's probably part of the licensing, but and it must, you know, they don't want it to interfere with other instances, but or other IP licenses.
I have slain the tongue.
It's like Tetris. You guys ever watch that movie about Tetris?
Your worthless life ends.
And they had all these crazy licensing issues. And it almost started a nuclear war.
The elevator's almost here. With enemy reinforcements and all specs. Prepare a fitting welcome.
Like Russian spies and shit. So dodge is A, and that's really clunky. It's a really clunky place because you have to take your hand off the camera. You have to take your finger off the camera movement to dodge. And that sucks. Who wants to do that?
Supply. All space is clear. Get on. Brace for what is to come.
Throne of Terror. What is this?
A tomb world.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Seen one
Cry
before. Only the
or
mechanical
Cryo
horrors that
about the
spill
not
force
using
through such a
medkits
place.
thing.
The Martians have preserved everything.
This place should have been.
I mean, number one, they're pretty rare. It's like they don't give you very many of them. And then as soon as you use it, you get back on like low health. You're basically always on the verge of dying in this game. Always. And so it sort of makes the medkits not feel very important. But they are because they're rare, so you're kind of saving them for, you know, a boss fight or more difficult content. I mean, all the content's difficult, but it's weird. It influences you not to. I feel like you're influenced to not use them very much, so that you have it when you absolutely need it. But you're always on the verge of dying. You use it, go ahead and use the medkit, and then like 2
May
minutes
his
later, your
squawking no
armor
heed
or your
bring
health
us.
We will not be
is all the way
distracted
low.
from our
Again,
purpose.
doesn't stay up.
Enemies well ahead of us.
They need to give us like
This trail will lead
health
us
on
to
kill. I mean, you get like
The
shield
sorcerer
on
will
kill,
elude us no longer. Move on the obelisk.
or is it on kill or is it on execution? One of these things fills up the white bars.
You waste your breath. Do not speak as if you know me.
Yeah, so there's execution gives me my shield, or I guess you could call that armor. Well, the white bars.
By the moment.
Titus, do not engage.
And then you also get your health back when you go into your rage. So lots of executions, I guess is the best way to stay around the speed. But I'd rather just have health on the ground after kill or something like that.
Munitions secured.
Let's get up there. Say, climb that. Oh, I see. Sneaky.
What will you do with the artifact once you have it?
Crush it to dust.
If it has no effect on you, why not use it?
You dare suggest heresy, Sergeant?
Yeah.
I said nothing.
And I heard nothing.
That degenerate clouds our minds.
Forgive my error.
We will not let you down, brother. Have no doubt.
Chaos abominations!
Yeah, and sometimes I have to lean on these guys to just get me up too. Thank goodness you got allies. But if they gave us more medkits, I'd probably use them more.
More minions.
Lurking in dank holes like the filth they are.
All of this was just lying under our feet this whole time. And centuries longer still.
Eons, brother. If the archives are to be believed. And on more worlds than we shall ever wish to discover.
I pray everyone is unearthed and burned to cinders.
misery ends now. Back to the warp cube.
I got him.
Why, in the name of terror, were these things not destroyed? Preserved for study. The Martian precinct goes too far.
9.9.I99I. Oh, Messiah. What have I done? The sarcophagus cracked and a metallic imago hatched. Centipede-like, it skittered up the walls. I tried to seal it in the tomb enclosure, but I dare not go back to see if I was successful. It sparked in me a quaking terror. Whatever purpose the machine god needs such an entity for, I pray to never learn. I must keep moving. Analog backup log. Forget protocol. I ran the anomalous code and received the following integers.
Hold that.
01.23.11.05. This is some cruel joke. It is a simple cipher that spells no wrong. I hear the skittering machine thing, but when I look, I am not followed. Other footprints do pass, but my own still. I am being chased. Hunted. What have I awoken? I remember the sound. See? Where is it? Where is Sire? I do not know.
Enemy terminated destroyed. Changing magazine. Ready to deploy special tactics.
These tech priests pick over the Xenos dead like vultures. All with the Martian cult's sanction, no doubt.
I do not think they were alone in that.
Do you not see the hypocrisy of Nikeia? You have felt the same betrayal as the Thousand Sons. They call us witch, heretic, for daring to wield the same power as your god Emperor. To sacrifice thousands, share his touch of the warp at the altar of his golden throne. Not the first time he has turned his blade on his most faithful, and not the last, Titus.
All this corruption, it seems to grow ever stronger.
We shall follow it to its source.
Oh, did you, Mark? That's a good price, man. 50 bones? Sure. Yeah, and the weapon XP is like, oh. Yeah, there's I mean, the best fights in my mind are all in the special operations, and
Aurora.
It lays waste to the
it's still not good
heretics.
enough, but that's, you know what I'm saying, it's just
Aurora.
the best that's there so
Churches are
far.
taking a thrashing down there.
It's like, oh, it's just
Let
like,
us
when
add to
are
it.
they gonna bring the fight? Now I know we're getting new levels, new difficulty levels, but the missions are too short. Just hanging out here all. It's all grind, right? It's all grind. The whole game is grind, which is part of the equation, right? It's definitely part of it. They got that part right, but there's so much more missing, you know? There needs to be more
Blind to all but his work.
memorable fights.
Has not made him faster.
And it's just like, I don't want to do the missions over and over again. I want to, you know, get into more mega battles, and that's why like the special ops has been the closest thing to satisfying fight. But the missions, those are jogging simulators.
Lieutenant Titus, praise the
There's always a bunny.
Messiah.
There's
In
always
just
a bunny.
few minutes, you will bear witness.
And then as long as there's a
You
bunny,
must stop this.
then that means you're just jogging behind, and maybe you get a couple of shots
I
on the
know
boss.
you have concerns, but
Unless you're also a bunny.
this is
And
merely
bunny's
a
not
taste
exactly
of what the device is capable
Amazing
of.
to use if you think about
I
it.
have seen
right?
the worst of what it
I
can
mean, do you
do.
need skill to use a bunny? Not
lord.
really. You just run in a circle and hop every
must
now and again
trust
to
me.
avoid the explosives.
This has been my quest.
You know,
for
and everybody
knowledge.
thinks they're a badass
My
with their
life's
bunny,
work.
but you're not a
Shut it
badass with your
down.
bunny. I promise.
Now.
You know what I mean? It makes anything
Not.
easy. You know. And so it's just like, okay, so everything is
Forgive me,
designed
Lord.
for Bunny. So she
Time
neutralizes all the content, including the open world
Purity of
stuff.
my intentions.
So Bunny's running circles in the open world around you also. So if you're not running Bunny,
Tiny grains of sand, prattling as you
even in special ops. But the good news about special operations, unless there's multiple bunnies in there, at least you got some fight with another character also. And then the Colossus fights, that can't be it, right? Because those will get pretty easy too, you know? I mean, Haley's going around one-shotting everything, basically.
Your malignant energies are useless.
Bring him down.
Yeah, Div 2 is just suffering also. That's right, Cryo. The problem with the Division 2 right now is that this guy's a badass. Is that I hope you guys don't mind him chat noise. Close this chat. Try to close this chat. But the problem with the Division 2 is they're always 10 steps behind the community. And so even if they get Division 3 out, it's bad news for them. You know, because
All power and blind rage.
you're gonna bring the same problems to the Division 3. They have to fix the problems, you know? And that's communication and earning trust. Like, forget content, you know? Nobody fucking has any faith in the developers. That's no good, man. That's no good for Division 3. You know? It's no good to Beast. So these are what I save all my armor kits for. My med kits. I've already used them. It seems like there's a cap on how many to hold too. I just used 2 in a row. This guy's cool though. I like his hammer for it. Yeah, so you know, if they don't earn the player's trust, then and the only way they're gonna earn it is by just listening to us and then responding and communicating. It's simple, you know, right? We all know this. But then we can trust that that content is not just going to be released, but it's going to be maintained. But But like, I fear that like they're just gonna do the same thing, which is, you know, like for Division 3, or even after the DLC, you know, it's just gonna be the same shit. They're gonna release it, and then it's just gonna, it's sort of like good luck, right? And then the next patch is gonna break it. You know what I mean? Because that's what's going on, right? They can't maintain the game. I don't know. I would not be surprised, like, I don't want to sound like super pessimistic or anything like that, but it is what it is. But I wouldn't be surprised if we got news of a delay on the DLC. You know, how are they releasing this DLC, right? I mean, with this current state of the game where they're reversing the seasonal character thing, how is that DLC gonna come? You know that DLC had that incorporated, right?
This is the end for you,
to some degree.
Enough of these childish things.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then let us put a stop to them once and for all.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're gonna delay it. I mean, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Do you think it's gonna come out on time? The launch date would be what? What is that? February? March?
Where is he? With Aurora active, he and others like him
I mean,
cannot exist
we're
here.
halfway to September, man. So apparently we're gonna get a
This is just the
DLC.
beginning. With his devices,
And if we do,
we will seal
I mean a
the great
PTS is what I mean.
rift
We're gonna get a
and drive
PTS,
the
but what is it gonna be?
heretics
How
back
are we
into
gonna be able to give our feedback on this
nothing
PTS?
more.
I have a feeling the PTS is just gonna be a basic season PTS. It's gonna be like, hey, here are your weapons. Here's your gear. Let us know if it's broken. You know, I think we're just gonna get that kind of PTS. You think they're gonna release on schedule? But if you think about it, they haven't been very good about being on schedule, though, right?
Discover the birthplace of all knowledge. Behold, the source of your inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, pleasant surprises. Yeah. Yeah. Because Massive is so silent. I mean, they're silent, man. They're so quiet. It's crazy how quiet they are. They're so quiet. That's why I've started like trying to keep my ear to the ground on like the other games around the Division 2, because it's really difficult to tell how the Division 2 is progressing, if it is progressing, or the Division 3. And so the only way I feel like I can get some sort of gist on it is by paying attention to things like Star Wars. It's seeing Julian put out his posts and stuff like that. Like, well, seems to be really involved. Why isn't somebody else somebody else isn't putting out that post, which tells me like his replacement isn't there yet. So I think he's still in Star Wars, not Division 3.
Into finishing the work.
And maybe he's just taking a couple of conference calls or something. I don't know, but I mean, if he stepped away from Star Wars, and somebody else should be making those big announcements. It should be a transition. Let's see.
That pillar floods the land with corruption.
Titus Acheron, come in.
Vox is useless.
We must find our brothers.
Cadians.
They are broken.
The Emperor protects. The Emperor protects. The Emperor protects.
Yeah, they're in bad shape.
Drinks from his eternal eyes and glistening jewels. Out!
It is that monstrous obelisk. It screams a silent wail of corruption.
Please.
Their human minds were not prepared for malign energies of this magnitude.
Few are.
Should we show them mercy?
We must leave that to the commissariat. We have more pressing duties.
I'm receiving a coded locator signal. Acheron's signature. Not far from here.
9 years.
Can we trust it?
9 years.
I believe so.
9 years.
Mark it on Auspex.
Yes,
Feel the
brother.
stones in my eyes. The sowing season has not turned. The ground is still cold. Warm the seeds with your breath. Cold hand. Cold hand. How can I be myself if I don't know who I am? I am me. I am me. I am just as I am. I never get tired of it. Until I saw the Emperor. Ah!
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, my lord. We are unbroken.
Honor your homeworld's memory, soldiers.
Thank you all. We will fight to the end.
Some of those weapon changes are kind of interesting too. I'm actually going to try the King's Lance on a Jaber build, see if I can get that to work. But part of the part that's kind of, I don't know, the best way I could say it is like rolling my eyes at right now. Is just like, you know, they make these weapon changes and then, you know, the usual suspects come out with your video like new best DPS weapon, pair it up with Glay and like awesome, right? And, you know, with the shotgun being the example, right? Whatever it's called, the Executioner or something like that. And it's sort of like, yeah, I mean, okay, you know, so first it was the Python and then it's Greg's and then it's like, who gives a shit at this stage? Like, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. The results are the same. Like, I don't get that part, you know, and I feel like sometimes I'm alone there. It's just like, how can you be excited about the shotgun? It's different than the rifle. It's different than the Python, but the Enduring Legacy, I mean, it works. There's nothing wrong with it, and the reason why that's a point is because the weapon XP sucks. So every time you fall in love with another weapon and decide you want to put another, you know, 8 or 9 catalysts into it or whatever, you know, it's just like that's painful. And for what? For what? Nothing. For nothing, right? The results are the same in the end. Okay, a relic. Credit relics can be used to recover from
Preparing an orbital barrage.
Then we must hurry.
You know what I mean? It's the same. Like, so, you know, these exciting, you know, kill dead bride in 16 seconds using a shotgun and be like, yeah. Or you could just use Haley and do it in 2, 4, 5 seconds. Like, you know, who cares? Why is that cool? You know, I don't get why it's cool. that it needs a showcase. It's just, I think the showcase to be like, hey, this is a problem. Like the net result is always the same, no matter what's going on with the weapon. So I feel like
Spared that fate.
The captain awaits you inside.
I don't know.
Courage and honor.
Courage, honor.
Brothers.
I feel like the emphasis is really not on the weapons in this game. You know, it's the tool, the real build. You know, which is the character ability. I don't know. So I'm just kind of like, I just have no. So they revamped all the weapons, but unless they bring something super unique, like
We failed to stop Luz.
the lance,
I could see
the King's
that.
lance,
He was
you know,
tainted.
which puts out these little turrets. That's unique. You know, that's
We are now
different.
facing a
That's neat. I don't
warcraft
need
the
another
size of a small
awesome
cruiser.
DPS weapon.
3 volleys
You
from
know?
the resilient and
Like, who
not
cares?
a
I already
scratch
have a
on
couple
that
of them, and like,
If it
oh, I
comes
don't want to
with
go
this, I need to know what
16
it is.
catalysts deep on
It is
another one
powered by
that
the
does the
artifact
same
from
thing,
Briar.
maybe even worse.
If we can destroy that,
Where is it?
we do not know.
You call that
It's
a
different
solution?
than the Division 2,
What is the
right? So like, I would never, I don't have that
There is a
argument for
field
the
around
Division
the pillar,
2. It's
impenetrable to our
different. I don't
ordnance.
have to put
We have observed
200
their forces
catalysts
passing
into
through
a
on foot.
division
We
weapon.
must get closer.
You know what I
to see
mean?
if we
Like
can
that's
escape.
it's way
Proceed
different.
through those doors.
I think on the weapons you
We
have to
make
be
our
really
assault
choosy, and
imminently.
people are like I don't suffer from the whole weapon XP thing that everybody else does. You know, because I fail to see the point in a lot of the weapons. You know, like. Just because the Enduring Legacy, for example, is just really handled a lot of my needs, and then if it's not that, it's
Our
the
forces
Thunder
are divided
Cage,
in two. I will lead the main
and then
assault
if
from
it's not those two
Temple
weapons, then
I
it's
sent
the
2
snipers,
squads to move on the enemy's flank, but we have lost
and then if
contact.
it's not that, then it's skills,
carrying the
right? The
company
skills are
standard.
doing the rest. So I don't
If
really,
they have
you know,
We will retrieve
I'm sure I'm
it,
forgetting about a
Captain.
weapon or two, but
Ultramarines.
so I look at the weapon and then I look at the XP grind behind it, and I'm like, yeah, nah, it's not really worth it. You know, and there's a few other weapons I like I like the Fallen Hope, I really like that. So, you know, I'll be leveling up that. And then there's the Python, but I'm not using the Python. I don't really have a use for it, and I know it can be good on clay, but I already have the Thunder Cage leveled up, and it's not going to be that different. You know, the results are going to be the same. So yeah, I can go through the trouble of doing the whole Catalyst XP thing and make my life miserable, or just use the Thunder Cage and kill the boss in the same amount of time. You know what I mean? It's just, that's the problem. I'm not saying that's a good thing. That's the problem, right? There's not enough unique value between the weapons. Where the Thunder Cage has the unique value, so why would I go through the trouble of doing anything else? The Thunder Cage is unique, right? It's got the shock, it clears mobs, and it does great against bosses. You know, better guns against bosses, and I use those guns. You know, like the Enduring Legacy. So if I'm going into a boss fight, I tend to use the Enduring Legacy. You know? Ooh, I hit that. I saw it coming. That's where the game is clunky. I mean, I see it coming a mile away.
Another automaton defeated.
Yeah, so I just feel like the whole weapon thing. I mean, half of the problem is XP, and the other half of the weapons, I don't just think need power boosts. You know, I mean, it helps, but I think they need a differentiator. Like, what do you do besides just bring crits? Well, I have another weapon that does a pretty good job with crits. Why do I need this one? Just because it's a different weapon type, class, you know, shotgun isn't good enough,
I would prefer
you know.
to not disgrace these honored dead.
Can our scans locate the signature of the power source?
We are blinded by all the interference.
It is out there, at the heart of that profane madness.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Grub. I couldn't say anything better than that. Just to kill the same boss in more or less the same time. But like, who cares about a couple of seconds? And that's what they're all raving about, right? I mean, and I love Haley. I do. I like her. And so, but you know, they're raving because you can kill bosses in 2 to 4 seconds now. But like, I was okay with killing a boss in 15 or 30 seconds. Like, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not because I'm, you know, aiming low or anything like that, but like, what are we talking about here? Why? Do we get a special trophy for killing them? In 2 seconds, the game doesn't reward you anymore. There's always a loading screen after you kill a Colossi, so it's not like you can really farm them any faster. That couple of seconds isn't going to get you out of the loading screen, you know? And so it's just like, I just don't get it. I'm okay with 30-second boss kills. And so, you know, oh my god, look, you know, we got this whole video. And I mean, I know it's more than that. They're showing how powerful she is, but the problem is like, oh, what is this? It's like, it's the nemesis in the Division 2, right? It's just like, it's such a good weapon. The problem is we don't have any enemies that can really take that kind of damage.
They will not get past this.
Where's the heavy weaponry they sent?
I heard the supply was hit.
That bloody hell drink.
Oh, all right.
A fine gift from the force.
Yeah, I feel like that's part of it is that it's. Why can't I go down there? I want to jump.
Tell your squad to hold off on using grenades until my signal. It's going to
I cannot fathom that 10 of our brothers may have fallen. Along with the standard.
We need more difficult content, but we need longer content. Too. Not just hard, but.
Ultramarines do not fall without a fight. They are alive. They may be in need of support.
I can't find Bunny's evolved skin. She's got an evolved one too, and her helmet that evolves.
Corruption! Life is end.
Yeah, the inventory slots are a problem too. I mean, they need to fix the whole farming. That's the other half of it too. Is just like, how can you can't really farm really efficiently in this game because not just the inventory, but the rotation of gear is horrible.
Stabilizing vitals.
I mean, like if it's not on the map, you gotta wait for a week to farm for it, and then when it does show up, it's like in this one little zone. I feel like I need to go up that way. Can't jump. The exit.
See how the priests maintain these graves, even in the midst of this war.
Their devotion is commendable. We must hurry. Our brothers pay in blood for every second we delay.
Yeah, I mean,
They should be on the other side
it's
of
gonna
that
be. hopefully we're pleasantly surprised on October 10th. I guess that's what I'm thinking, because, you know, they got a lot more work to put into the game. It's a really cool game, but it's the mission structure thing. They're making headway on the XP stuff. I think they're going to get that where it needs to be. I'm confident that even the weapon XP, you know, I think it's all going to get better in time.
Brothers, assemble around the standard.
But I just hope sooner than later.
Or death.
Yes, brother. Victory or death.
Find my way around. I mean, the reason why I don't want to wait is because, you know, we have these really cool characters that we've built up and these builds that are ready to go, and now we just need a mission to do it.
If we die with vengeance on our lips.
Yeah.
My leg is gone, brother. Cover him.
All formation.
I always found the flag bearer to be an interesting guy. You know, like in the Civil War, there was the guy that was running on the battlefield with the flag. Like, your job is this. You don't need a gun. You just need this flag. How will I defend myself, sire? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the details.
Message. Briefly.
The central obelisk appears to be the...
Yeah, but remember everybody was complaining. Oh, the game just bounced. I remember everybody was complaining about the character XP, and now the characters are like pretty easy to level up. I think weapons will get there too. You know, it's still a repetitive process, which is really annoying. You know, I wish... But I think missions, more missions and stuff like that, and balancing of the missions will help there. Because one of the things is like in any game, Division 2, Warhammer, you know, it's just like you just don't really want to be doing the same thing over and over again because you have to, you know. You want to be able to choose where you're going to spend your time in a game, and, you know, to sit in a cave and jump up and down for 40 minutes to level up a weapon once, just to do it 8 more times is insane, right? That is insane. I refuse to do it. You know, and they're all like that, you know, they're all like that. I mean, there's the Void Shard mission and Void Fragment Shard mission in Fortress that everybody's saying is good. It's not good. There's the one in Vespers they're saying is good in Moonlight Lake. It's not good. You know, those are 40-minute grinds. 40 minutes. Which is basically on par with the Bunny Cave. You know, so it's just, they're not, 40 minutes doing the same mundane activity is ridiculous. Because it's one thing if you just had to do it once. Okay, if you just have to do it once, fine, right? But you don't. You have to do it 8 more times or 10 more times, depending on how many catalysts you can put on a weapon. That's insane. Because how many weapons do you have? So how many hours are you spending at a stupid, I'm not doing anything. I'm not even playing, you know? And then, so you're like, okay, fine, I won't do that. I'll go play the Asylum because it's got the best XP for a mission, right? But you're gonna have to run that mission 7 times to level up your weapon once. 7 times, the same mission, 7 times. Now you're gonna put 8 catalysts into that weapon. 7 times 8, right? So like, whoa, that's 1 weapon. You really gonna run that over 50 times, that mission? Really? You're gonna hate yourself, right? You're gonna hate the game. It's gonna drive you mad. You're gonna be bored out of your mind. You know what I mean? Like, that's the problem. It's the yeah, you know? And so we should be able to level up and be happy with a decent rate of XP at any content we do, and not torture ourselves by doing these XP farms, and everybody's looking for them because it's a painful process. But there is no solution. The best farm in the game for basically XP on weapons and characters is Sterile Land's special operations. That's what I've come to. After testing and spreadsheets and blocks and bunnies, you know what I mean? Like, I've gone through all of them. There's like Sterile Land is the only one for an at a rate, a level per minute. The rate of, how do I say it? At a level per minute rate comparison, it's the best one. And you're getting gold and Kuiper and all sorts, and you're actually fighting, you know? But I like scenes like this. I want to fight this actual thing right here because I'm on all my soldiers on my side. Like, that looks like an epic battle I want to be in right now. They're robbing me. And I want to jump off of the ship like that too.
Lieutenant, I received your message. Briefly.
Which is a great problem to have, right, Grumps? In a way, it's great. I'm out of things to farm too.
The central obelisk,
you know, I got all my descendants. Everybody's basically leveled up.
Protected
I mean, there's a few I have deprioritized, but it's a great problem to have.
Everything we've got.
But it lends to a second problem. So now I have these characters and I have these builds and I have these weapons. Where am I gonna fight? Where do I'm ready. I'm ready. Sorry, that's my
something.
Graphics card.
An object.
What of it?
Let's reset real quick.
It was identical to that obelisk.
Something about this mission.
You want to invert that? Explain.
I mean, it's a good place to be. You're there, and then it's like, damn, you know. Now I don't know what to do when now that I'm here.
Gadriel's assessment.
I mean, you probably have all these patterns that you haven't unlocked, but the bosses are too easy to kill that you don't even want to do them.
Aye, Chapter Master.
I haven't beaten Gluttony, and I'm really not interested in playing him. It's kind of a pain in the ass. It doesn't even seem fun.
Brothers! The heretics clamor for a taste
I don't know.
of victory.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll be dead,
we will defy
Parabellum.
them this day, as we have defied them for
But yeah,
10
these are serious
millennia.
problems. You know,
We
it's
are
up to the
sons
devs.
of Ultramar.
You know, if they don't do anything about this game. But I think that the reality is, like, I'm not just saying this. Like, I think the devs are very aware of their situation. I think that they're extremely aware. I mean, they just put out a note. I don't know if you caught this, but they just put out a note saying that they got a holiday. There's a Korean holiday that's coming up, I think, over the weekend. And so they just put out a note saying that they're taking, that they'll be on a long weekend, so that this, the weekly update that's been anticipated won't be happening next week. I mean, that's how down with the community they are right now. The fact that they put out a special note to something that seems like it's so not important to tell us that. But it is, because I know a lot of us are like, hey, what's happening next? Because, oh, look at this fucker. Wow.
Yes, my lord. Captain,
I want his head on that wall.
line here.
Company! Defensive line!
Brother Titus, you will have only moments to execute your plans.
I think they're very aware of the situation. It's a matter of how fast can they put all this shit together, you know.
This must be the control unit. Do you understand any of this?
And they know that too. I think they know that. So
Do we have a solution or not?
the problem always is competition, though. To your point, Parabellum, like to your point, like, well, they have other games they're competing with too, you know. And
We're out of options.
that kind of goes back to the original conversation, like what I was saying earlier. It's just like, hey, don't try to make it so that you're our only game that we play. And so you build these mechanics that say, hey, if you don't invest 40 hours into this game a week, then, you know, you're gonna miss out on having max characters. You're gonna miss out on being strong. You're gonna miss out on having that power fantasy, you know, unless you put in 40 hours of grind into this game a week. Don't do that. You know, if you do that, you're asking for full-time commitment, and that sounds awesome, but really hard to achieve, right? I mean,
You have brothers in mind.
really hard to achieve, right? You're asking for hearts and minds,
Brief them over the
you know?
box. Yes, Captain.
And I just don't think it's necessary. You know, just let us have a game where we can play and we love it, and you know, we can love it whether we put 10 hours or 40 hours in, and the better the game is, the more time we're going to put in anyway.
Orders from Akaran?
We have, brother. Moving to point Alpha now. Talassa en route to point Beta.
You will need to rotate the small replica of the obelisk. But be warned, it will hurt.
Not as much as it will hurt the treacherous bastards out there. Pain deepens devotion.
I do like the sword better. I feel
I will gladly volunteer.
Go well, brothers.
And so yeah, so what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, cut back the grind, build up the missions, and I guess time is of the essence in the sense of like, I don't know. Like, well, I have a hard time going back to games. Like, look at Starfield. Like, I have a hard time going. Right as I was going.
Hey. Time to get up. Try not to make a habit of that.
Yeah, I know, Fourth. It's a tough season, man. Tough season. It was actually an accumulation of things, though, you know. Well, we've had tough seasons before, but it's the multiple tough seasons in a row. You know what I mean? That's what actually means. Back up! You guys are just standing there.
Give me strength. Not done yet. Even the Terminators follow. I am up.
Like, not a very popular thing to say, but Bunny's killing the game. I mean, she is. It's not, I know people don't like to say that, but
What exactly are we doing?
there's so many missions, or because of the XP problem, also, it's just like, Bunny's the best solution to XP, right? The best XP, whether it's weapons, well, mostly for weapons. Obviously, characters are their own XP issue. But she's the best solution against the weapon XP thing. Whether you're running the asylum or you're doing special ops. And all the missions, you know, whatever resource you need, if you need advanced neural circuits, Bunny's the best for that too. If you need shards, Bunny's the best for that. So it's just like shit, you know? Bunny's everywhere, man. You can't go into a mission without running into Bunny. That's a problem. It's a problem. It's gonna kill the game. You can't have this poor fella, a build so much stronger than others. I don't know what they're gonna have, how they're gonna fix that. I don't know. That's the one thing I don't know how they're gonna fix. You know, Because you're like, oh, well, you know. I mean, you could say, like, well, design some missions that, I mean, you would think that Bunny is not, you know, that the invasions are something that Bunny wouldn't be so good in. I don't use her in those, but a lot of people do. You know? They just take Bunny and they just take Bunny and put a little bit more health on her. You know? And it's like, that's their invasion build. And so that's what's tough. She's so good that I think that even if they've designed missions that others, Descendants, would excel in, Bunny's so strong, she would still excel better.
See how it rides in agony. 2 left.
Because she's so much better. And you don't have to think, you don't have to do anything, you just have to run in circles. You just have to run in circles.
Bless you, Straven.
Terminators have
destroyed the bridge. Watch that fire.
Drive the blade
They have the advantage.
Talassa out.
Well, I mean, I like her. I don't have an issue with her. But if I want to get some shots in, then I do. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to get some shots in for some reason, call me crazy, right? If I want to play the Asylum mission and shoot somebody, get a kill or two, before I run into the boss, then now I have a problem, because it's not that I don't love Bunny, because I do. I love my Bunny build. She's awesome, right? But the problem is that she nerfs everybody else in the room. They might as well not be there. I don't need them to be there. I mean, I'm 2 rooms ahead of everybody when I'm running Bunny. I mean, that's crazy, right? I'm so far ahead of everybody who's not running a Bunny, and if they're leveling their characters, they're glad I'm there. But if they're not leveling their characters and they just want to fight, it sucks. What just happened? No, they're not going to nerf her. They're not going to nerf her. But she shouldn't have come out so strong. You know what I mean? Because they can't nerf her. Yeah, there's no way they're going to nerf her. They can't. Hey, this looks like a good build. Is that? It might not be the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why she's a real problem, because I can't. I mean, not that it's my job to think of a solution, but I can't imagine a solution. Like, how are they going to get by this one? Everything I can see a path, right? Damn, this guy's crazy. Everything I can see a path. Like, I'm like, oh, the XP, yeah, okay, I can see a way around that. Damn, I just can't parry fast enough. It's like, you gotta predict it.
I am king.
There we go. Get it.
Get back in the fight.
It's telling me to come.
Cannot get up.
You starve for the collection.
This is like the easy button right here. You put that. You're like, fuck it, I don't need to learn mechanics.
Enemy terminator destroyed.
Easy button. Yeah, so I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, everything I could see a path, or that the depths, I could see that the possibility of something.
This will serve
figure it
you
out.
well.
The Bunny one, I'm having a hard time. Like, how are they gonna get around that? I mean, I get the idea to design missions where possibly everybody can shine, but to be honest with you, the only solution I can think of, this is crazy, is to put on a filter in missions that says no bunnies. I want to play a mission with no bunnies. That's the only thing I could think of that kind of seems like it would work, you know? And I know that's silly. That's way silly. I mean, nobody would ever do that. But I feel like that's the... Then it's up to the people that just want a buddy for leveling. You know what I mean? If they want a buddy for leveling, then they can not use that filter. Don't filter her out. But if they want to get an actual fight if they want to actually fight in the mission, then You're gonna probably need to not have Bunny in the room. Okay.
Restocking. Frag grenade. Melter bomb deployed.
Yeah, so obviously that's not going to be a solution. There's no way to do that, right? So it's not a solution, but that's the only one I could come up with. That's a crazy hammer thruster he's got there. Oh, really? I was winning. Well, I don't hate running her personally. I hear you though. She is mindless, right? But yeah, I definitely hate just running in circles with her, you know. But when I have her, she does feel fun, you know, because she's so fast and and you're killing everything, so you got that satisfaction coming in. But yeah. I enjoy other Descendants even more.
Back to the war with you.
I think right now, probably BS that feels like the most fun to use. You know, just with all that skill spamming. She's not very tanky. I mean, she's tanky enough to survive, but you know, she does so much. Her skills give her all that survivability.
Melter bomb prime. Stabilizing vitals.
I try to keep my distance.
Keep your head up.
What's up, Ricky? The Camacho is in the house.
Fight is one.
You. Look at that rage he does. Can't get that thing down. There we go. Oh, come on. Oh, he's hard. Give me up, he's almost dead. We got this, we got this. Gabriel's just back there standing there. I don't get that. He could have gotten me up by now. Yeah, now it's too late, buddy.
Get back in the fight.
Look at this dude. He's tough. He's ages. There we go.
On the threat.
This guy's a badass, huh?
Torn to pieces.
Titus,
Bro,
Decimus has
good,
a
man.
hold on the Obis controls. Throne looks like torture, but he is holding fast.
The demon is further weakened.
Like a demon.
Meridian, how is Decimus?
I have a murderous headache, but the sight of that beast reeling is a fine tonic.
It is indeed.
Permission to join the front lines.
Granted. My thanks, brothers.
Emperor be with you. Meridian out.
I want a
One
skull
more.
face like that. They got some pretty cool cosmetics for these guys.
Do you hear that? Special tactics ready.
Ooh, this hard guy. Look at that guy. He is cool. Yeah.
Where are the traitors?
They are everywhere.
Dreadnought.
Honored brother, join us, and you may sate your rage.
Is it
and
just like
aid our
part
cause.
human inside of that thing? Like, is it just his head
Onward.
attached to a robot body? Is that what's going on in there? Or is there an actual human? I like him though. I want to pilot him.
Vile sons of madness. Is he here?
He is not.
Yeah, where's our air support?
Then my hatred must be done.
Why not give us a little bit of that, you know? Kinda look like us.
That champion right. Beat it. still too late.
There's sometimes like where you'll be in an attack motion, and then you'll get the dodge signal while after you've already made your commitment to the animation. You end up taking that damage. You can't change. You can't change out of it. The decision's been made. What we're doing, folks. That was it, huh?
Holy
Jesus.
terror. We have our chance. Go!
This one's mine, brother.
That's what it's been about, this little thing? It's a living tomb, huh? Is it like that movie, Time Code? Is that what it was called? Jake, with the Jake Galifianakis guy? It was like his spine and his brain was attached to the computer.
Yes, my lord.
This kind of sort of guy in there. Pieces of one. Epic. The whole game is epic. One giant epic moment. The whole game. Here's one of these loading screens. It's an awkward silence in the game.
Where's Lord Kalga?
It was a trap.
Perhaps.
It's this. The Immaterium.
If it is, we must move quickly.
To where?
We must find Kalgar.
The Changer's will is inescapable. Even now we walk upon ancient paths, laid out for us before the first mortal true breath. Come to me, brothers, that you may fulfill your final duties.
Lord Kalgar left you to rot in the Death Watch for a century, Brother Titus.
Coward! Cease cowering behind illusions!
Make a bulwark of your hatred, brothers.
I smell fear.
Yeah, you'll like this game, Mark. It's hard not to like. And you'll like it more the more hours you get into it, which is crazy. Because I liked it right away, too. I was like, all right, this game looks like it's gonna be pretty cool, visually, of course. And I was like, let me learn these mechanics. I still haven't figured them out perfectly. But, I'm like, all right, there's this story. I don't know what they're talking about. And then you kind of start going in and be like, hey, I kind of want to know what they're talking about. And then the world starts to suck you in. You start looking around and like you start realizing like, oh my god, you did a good job designing this game. It's not just a surface, it's so much deeper. Especially coming out of the first Descendant where, you know, everything's just one big desert. Uh-oh. He didn't like that.
Release him!
That was funny.
Do you the honor of ending you swiftly.
Because he landed his shot and then his homies gave him a look.
This heretic.
One last dance before the strings are cut.
Yeah, the visuals are nuts. I gotta say, like, if you haven't played this game yet, what I recommend is, like, find a quiet time. The campaign isn't gonna be that long, so it won't, like, take too much family time away, or whatever you got. But, like, enjoy it. You don't get good campaigns too often, you know what I mean? In beautiful worlds like this, I gotta say. And so, I would recommend, you know, quieting your world and just letting this game suck you in. Sucking into
Brother!
How did I get this?
You lie! You are no match for them, heretic! So
There's some things like this that happen though, and you're like, I am so lost in what's happening right now. Like, honestly, it's like, okay, like, is this a status effect? It's weird, right? Am I supposed to know what kind of sorcery this is? Funny, it's just like one big game of Aikido. It's all about dodges. You get them to miss, you land that shot, right? Right there. See the blood land on me? That's nice. Where are you, pirate scum? Oh. Dragon. It'd be cool if he was riding that. The key around his neck.
the demon lord!
Fiery dragons in the fight.
This galaxy asunder.
Going for you, motherfucker. All the bosses are kind of the same.
Go for the eye! All other attacks are useless! Need to reload! Attack the eyes, brothers! That is the only weak point!
Did I guess I'll shoot him?
Target advised! Anything else is just waiting down here!
Reload!
Keep blocking him. It doesn't take it.
One moment, brothers.
Or took that head off. Be ready to pick me up in a minute. Oh, not this road again.
Ready to deploy.
Really? Pick me up, pick me up.
Wolf demon!
Dragging to the boss. I have the second there. It's still alive. Pretty tech head. 440,000.
The Demon Lord!
Again.
It is vulnerable there. Go for the eye! All other attacks are useless!
That just hit me in the back. It's really annoying. What is that? Jeez. Why do enemies always have to be like the size of a skyscraper? Why can't we fight like a really tiny enemy? So tiny that that's why he's hard to kill. He's so small, like Ant-Man.
The Demon Lord! Brothers!
I'm blind.
You lie! You are no match for them, heretic! And so you deceive!
Your brothers buckle beneath the power of
Jesus! What's happened? This will try and fail to contain me. Oh, demon! Attacks are useless!
Take the eyes from it! That is the only weak point!
Target is demon.
Great, more dragons.
The Demon Lord!
So close to being dead, but so far away.
I have you.
Surrounded! Kill as many as you can, brothers! They are mere imitations. More trickery. Guard yourselves. Imara is weakening. That last fight was easy, really. Stay together. We must find a way out.
It's a trip.
Look! What is that?
Watch your backs. He has eyes everywhere.
Lord Calgar! Could be another illusion.
We shall find out.
Your treachery ends now. Lord Calgar!
My words to you on Talassa. Speak them.
My lord!
Speak them, or be slain for an impostor.
Rules should never make a prisoner of intelligence.
Titus, it is good to see you.
Their sorcerer's power wavers. He is vulnerable.
See how his domain weakens as he does.
There is only one place left for him to hide.
Let us dig out the heretic.
We have him! There! Within the energy stream! It prepares for another attack!
It is the artifact. It must be. There is almost limitless power within that shard.
Then we must make haste, brothers.
This is frustrating. Staggering. That's what they get for, you know, those big egos feeling like they have to talk a lot.
Son
End up dead.
of Gilliman.
Brother, it is over. You did it. Brother!
Rise, Titus. Your duty is not yet done.
Ever earned the laurels? Yay.
For the Emperor! For the Emperor!
Lieutenant Demetrian Titus, your decisive actions have saved this system from ruin. And so it is with great pride that I now present you with an honor worthy of your deeds. The laurels of victory. Let every warrior of the Adeptus Astartes see that here stands the true measure of a son of Guilliman.
For the glory of Ultramar!
Courage and honor!
Company dismissed.
Those flying baby gargoyle things. I want to smash one.
Forgive me, brother, that it took me so long to bring you home.
My lord,
Fierce was my wrath when I learned of your detention. In their arrogant suspicion, the Inquisition failed to recognize the truth. That no evil will ever overcome a devotion such as yours.
Thank you, my lord.
There is a mission. It will take you away from the Second Company for a time.
As you command, Chapter Master.
The Brother Chaplain will brief you. It was he that suggested you for the task.
My lord, the sword of Calth is ready to
Chaplain really a hottie?
Thank you, Captain. My ship will convey you to your destination. I shall be glad of your company.
That's one thing the first Descendant got right, man. Those characters are nice to look at.
Titus,
It's crazy.
it has been an honor.
It has indeed, my captain.
I hear you'll be taking your leave of us. Not for too long, I hope. Emperor guide you.
And you, sir. Brothers, I am called to serve elsewhere.
You'll be missed, my lord.
I will not forget the blood we have drawn together.
Nor shall we.
I owe you both a debt. You have restored my faith in brotherhood.
We shall await your return.
Courage and honor.
Courage and honor.
Titus, Lord Calgar has informed you of your assignment. Good. I will brief you en route.
You are joining us.
I am.
Very good, my lord.
You have done well. You have won the trust of your brothers. And of the Chapter Master.
His helmet's the
know
best,
this,
man. He's
Titus.
got a good uniform.
The stain of suspicion never completely fades. I will be watching you. Should you falter on the path for even a moment.
Here it is.
I will
Be a
show
hottie.
no mercy.
Be a hottie. Aw.
Leandros.
My lord, it is time.
What is... Oh, really? I've heard the name, Leandros, so I just couldn't remember where. But he was the one that did it, man. Wow. Good campaign. So let me see. So for about 9 hours, maybe? A little goofing around. Ooh, so much to unlock now. Although Titus' story is over for now, the fight has just begun. Continue the battle in one of the other game modes. Operations, lead a unique combat squad to complete missions in Operations game mode. Choose war gear upgrades and appearance customizations. Eternal War. Eternal War is what they call in PvP, I think. Is that right? I like him. Creepy as F. Nothing really to do in there. Let's switch game modes. So, can you switch classes as much as you like? So you don't pick one and then you're stuck with it until you level it up? I kind of want to try Vanguard because we didn't get to use his grappling hook, but also Bulwark Shields. Just us two? We have to wait for everything. I wonder if the backfill's automatic. Customize the look of your character from the get-go. That would feel like it would be the next step. Create your scars, your eye patches, underneath the armor stuff.
Lieutenant Titus predicts the Tyrannid's Hive Tyrant is leading a swarm along a corridor toward the astropathic relay. We are inserting you near a bridge held by the Imperial Guard that intersects with its path. You will level the whole structure and crush that Xenos monstrosity in the collapse.
Visual on drop zone. Setting down.
Assist in the defense of the bridge until you confirm that the Xenos Overlord has entered the kill zone. Then trigger the detonation.
The leader beast will not make it past us, Lord Akaran.
Wait on a leash, lads. Empress finest.
Delta Wing, box check.
Viridian's still in the air, Lieutenant.
This is Talassa. Drop complete. Moving to objective.
Acknowledged. Proceeding to relay. Maintain Vox reports. Gamma clears out.
Skitter to the grave, Xenos.
I would share my reflections, but I have observed you seem more comfortable.
That is considerate.
I try.
Noted.
I can understand why the Astra Militarum struggled to repel that horde.
That silenced the Tyrannid's vile kitty.
Not me!
Lion Bible! Appreciate it, brother.
Honor our chapter's colors, brothers! Dispensing sleeps.
Soil no longer trembles at the Ravaged presence.
Kill confirmed. Major Tyranid threat.
Our banner awaits unfurling. Our glorious banner strengthens our resolve. We crush the ravenous brood.
A banner heals damage doesn't.
Your stalwart resolve is a bastion in these dark times.
There is no pain I could face that would match the disappointment of my battle brothers.
You strike to the heart of it. I can imagine none weaker.
Silent galaxies of Lord for more of its foul threat. Follow me through. Rally point reached, Lord Akaran.
The Minotaur does not store explosives to Codex starting standards. Get enough to demolish the bridge.
Swapping magazine.
Aid administered. You failed at ultra. Fate. Where shall I plant this flag?
Support on.
Tyranids hit hard. Astartes hit harder. Bask in the Emperor's glory. Skitter to the grave.
Identify structural support for demolition.
I still have explosives to place, brother. We crush the ravenous brood beneath our wings.
Charges wired. Direct me to where I can place these charges.
Demolition ready.
Banner, ready to deploy.
Direct me to where I can place these charges.
Charge primed. Ambush prepared, Captain.
The Hive Tyrant will reach your position shortly. Join the Imperial Guard defenses up on the bridge, and lure that Xenos Colossus into the kill zone.
Check your aim. That's what you call reserve forces. Shoot them, not me! Reserves empty. That silence is too late to fire. Shit.
Ready for next encounter.
Where shall I plant this flag?
Holy terror. Those are some reinforcements.
Astartes! We were not expecting such illustrious company in the rear ranks.
We've got a handle on these probing strikes, my lords. It's the relay that's getting hammered right now.
The leader beast will cross that bridge, and in short order, die to our tactics.
That's news. Without armor support to tackle a target that big, we may have to bring down the supply bridge.
All elements needed are prepared.
Is this a withdrawal order?
Negative. The objective is the Hive Tyrant, not the bridge. Defend this position until the Tyranid command unit is executed.
Understood, my lord. May the Emperor guide our lasguns to your support.
Ready up, mates! Show the Emperor's angels what we are made of!
Swarms on the bridge!
More enemies on the bridge!
Suppress them!
Stims ejected.
They're stacking up! Get a frag in there!
Knock them!
The Hive Tyrant is on its way. But it is a horde of Xenos between you and it. Dig in for a while.
Swap to close quarters, more gear.
You have its attention. It is moving to intercept. Apply more pressure. Keep your eyes peeled. The Xenos leader beast will be in visual range shortly. Bayonets! They're on us!
Base of action.
This galaxy's not yours. Waste nothing, brothers.
Waiting for optimal timing.
I've never seen such atrocity.
Hold. Give the Hive Beast a moment.
Ooh, big boy.
the charges now.
Keep on your feet. Be ready to move.
If they move as one, so shall we.
This is Talassa. The ambush was a success.
It is not dead.
Titus, can you elaborate?
The swarm would go feral without their connection to the hive mind, but their focus is still on the relay. Reports confirm the Lieutenant's assessment. Enemy cohesion still in full effect. That beast is not yet dead.
Confirmed.
We can hold this position, Lords. We'll keep the swarm off your backs while you hunt that thing.
There is no going back, brothers.
The target is still struggling under that wreckage.
Our banner awaits unfurled. Your demeanor is a light in the darkest hours, brother. And I am glad to have you at my side.
You honor me, but such a virtue fails when compared to your tenacity.
Nonsense. Good spirits inspire us all, and there are no finer in the company than yours.
Then let us spread our cheer to the alien.
Let us relieve the hive giant of his life.
Pursue and eliminate. We will not have a better opportunity to finish it off.
Big boy.
We crush the ravenous brood beneath our boots.
Changing magazine.
Load up!
Caution! It may still attempt to ambush us.
going forward.
Talassa, report.
Pursuing quarry.
Talassa, you cut out.
Lieutenant! Lord! Our Fox link is out. We must be nearing the relay.
Do not worry. When the Hive Tyrant is dead, the Lieutenant will know.
Blessed stand, amplify our valor.
That silenced the Tyranid's fire.
It has an escape route. Locate an exit.
Ammunition here!
War gear required.
There is no going back, brothers. The moment of reckoning is upon us.
Predator.
Fire at will.
Where shall I plant this flag? Our glorious night strengthens our rule. We are allies.
Raw energy readings just shot past fatal levels.
Just got a bunch of movements in there. Get us up, get us up.
Well, foul revenge.
Remain resolute.
If I fall, may I be resurrected in a furious body of steel and vengeance. Administering stings. Assistance appreciated.
Activation constraints advanced.
I am bravely injured.
Talassa. It took some doing, but the enemy is no more.
Yeah, going down is pretty painful though when you go down hard because that's a long window that you have to wait 45 seconds. Oof. Not very forgiving, as we would say. We get the gist though, right? XP, gear, power. Same-o, same-o. Cool. Well, yeah, gotta open that package and unpack it. But I'll leave it there, folks. Thanks for hanging with me. Glad we got through the campaign. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. And on to the next phase and figure out if that part's worth it. All right, everybody, have a good night. I'll catch you tomorrow.